Hello and welcome to another Skaredcast Battle Report. Today, the Demons of Chaos face off against the Dark Eldar and Eldar in an epic showdown. Let's get this party started. Hello and welcome to another Skaredcast Battle Report. Today, 1500 points of Chaos Demons versus 1500 points of Dark Eldar. We are playing on a gorgeous table, thanks to Jason bringing over some of his terrain and his fat mat from Table War Frontline Gaming. It's gorgeous. I highly recommend the product. And we're playing BAO Mission 6, Crusade. One objective here, one objective there, numbered 1 and 2. Then my objective 2 there, and my objective 1 in the corner. Those 4 are also the Crusade objectives. So, 1500 points of demons. We have a unit of Screamers with 3 level 3 Heralds. The Blue Herald has Summoning, Possession, Incursion, and the Exalted Locus, which gives them +1 strength. The Primed Herald has Flickering Fire, Prescience, Forewarning, and Summoning, and he has the Portal Glyph, while the Grey Herald, the Failcast Herald, has Dark Flame, Summoning, Flickering Fire, Prescience, and the Book, the Grimoire of True Names. Then we have a level 3 Demon Prince of Tzeentch with Flickering Fire, Summoning, Infernal Gaze, Invisibility. By the way, we're playing Invisibility the BAO way, so all units shooting at them are Ballistic Skill 1 and hit them on 6s in close combat, which allows template weapons and flamers to hit an invisible unit, brings it in line with the rest of the game, and also has Dark Blessings, which is re-rolling invulnerable saves, and then some sort of Uncreation, which is a beam weapon, and Warp Breath, which is a shooting weapon.
Oh, Fleshbane Armorbane.
Fleshbane Armorbane, sorry. And then we have 2 units of 11 Horrors. The non-painted Horrors, which are back here, have Possession and Flickering Fire, and the painted Horrors here have Flickering Fire and Incursion, while Fate Weaver, he has Flickering Fire, Tzeentch, Firestorm, Bolt of Change, Infernal Gateway. His right head has Precognition, Flame Breath. Both heads have Cursed Earth, and his left head has Iron Arm and some other cool thing. Okay. My entire army is in reserve because I am playing my Null Deployment Dark Eldar, but in the Dark Eldar army we have 2 Razor Wings with Lances, Void Raven Bomber with Lances, 8 Reaver Jet Bikes with an Autarch with a Power Lance and a Banshee Mask and a Jet Bike, 3 Eldar Jet Bikes, 3 units of 5 Cavalry Warriors with Blasters in Venoms of Door Cannons, a Scalpel Squadron, 2 units of 5 Racks with Venoms of Door Cannons, and a Shadowfield Power Weapon Haywire Grenade Archon with his own personalized Venom with Dual Cannons. 1500 points. Let's get on to turn 1. The Dark Eldar have turn 1, as Jason was smart and gave it to me with my Null Deployment army. Let's begin. Scalpel Squadron Deep Strike on turn 1. The 1 Venom landed here, boosted up within 3 inches of objective 2, which is nothing of note. Venom number 2, Deep Strike here, boosted back here within objective number 1. My Malestrom objectives are to hold objective 1 and hold objective 2, while the demons have to try and get a unit within the enemy deployment zone, and to get a point, and then have 3 of their units within their own deployment zone with no enemy units. So we're moving on to Demons turn 1. On turn 1, the demons needed to advance to put some pressure on the Dark Eldar and really try and start getting as many points as possible. Fate Weaver summoned a unit of Demonettes who ran back into the deployment zone to score a Malestrom point for 3 units in the deployment zone. All the powers went off to buff this unit, the Grimoire of True Names, and 4+ invulnerable save from the Divination Psychic powers, which made them 2+ save. Of course, BAO format, it's a 2+, 4+. And he boosted to contest my Malestrom point and to score a second Malestrom point, while my Venom in the center is still alive, scoring me 1 Malestrom point. So, demons are up on 1.4 Malestrom. And now we're moving on to Dark Eldar and Eldar turn 2. My reserves are to arrive. My Labyrinthine Cunning means I get to reroll, and the Autarch allows me to give +1, -1. Of course, we're going to roll to see what our Maelstrom objectives are first. We have 2 Razorwing jet fighters. I will add +1, bring them both in. The Void Raver bomber comes in. Then we have 3 units of Cabalite warriors in Venoms. I will be adding +1 to that one to bring him in, and to bring that one in with a reroll. My Eldar jet bikes, they are going to stay off the board. My Reaver jet bikes with Autarch are going to come on with the +1. My Archon is going to be re-rolled, and he's going to come on as well. The Dark Eldar reserves arrived, and this was going to be a key turn to put pressure on the demons while keeping oneself in a position to put pressure on the enemy army later in the game. Movement and application of force was key in order to try and bring down main targets. Being really good. All the reserves showed up. We had the Venoms show up on this side. Everything fired into the Demon Prince, and I was unable to put a single wound on it. Even the Void Raven shot its Void Lances at it. The one Razorwing fired 2 missiles in the Lances, wiping out the entire unit of Demonettes, which disallowed the Venom from killing the last ones, but I did get First Blood, just not with the Scalpel Squadron. And this Razorwing here fired a bunch of shots into the couple of horrors you could see in the building, killing one, denying a psychic dice point. In combat, these racks tried to charge the Screamer Star and failed thanks to the barricade they decided to put themselves behind. And this unit of racks charged in and sold themselves dearly because they're fearless, holding up the Screamer Star in movement, and 3 died in the ensuing combat while the Venom is here to try and capture that objective for a Maelstrom point. So, we're moving on to Demons turn 2. Early in the game, the Demons focus on capturing points from the secondary objective missions to take advantage. Fate Weaver and the Demon Prince tried to Vesta strike Venoms, and they failed miserably. They did summon a unit of Nurglings into my deployment zone, and the Screamers finally killed the racks that had tied them up in combat for a turn, and then they consolidated back into my deployment zone. So I got 2 points for holding objective 2 and for killing the Demonettes, and I also got First Blood. So we're moving on to Dark Eldar turn 3. Do the Eldar jet bikes arrive? They do. I'm going to try and re-roll that. They do. On the 3rd turn, having to focus on Fate Weaver became of importance because it was probably the only opportunity I was going to have all game. My movement was very designed around this. Venoms and Razorwings tried to take advantage of the fact that Fate Weaver was not buffed up other than Cursed Earth, and he passed everything but 1 save, and everything else missed. So that's the only damage I did over here. The Racks failed their charge against the Screamers, leaving them ready to go, and the Jet Bikes failed their charge against the Horrors in the back, meaning that they will feel the wrath of their shooting as well. So we're moving on to Chaos. Demons, turn 3. The Demons attempt to take down shooting by eliminating some Venoms and using the Screamer Star in a more aggressive form. The Demons moved up, buffed up the unit of Screamers completely. Psychic Phase saw 1 Venom down, saw the Racks soul blazed and lose 2 of their number in the ensuing turn, and the Eldar jet bikes get slashed attack and lost 2 of their number, and they fell back almost off the table. Maelstrom points, the Demons got 1 point, no, having objective 1, sorry, and I have 1 point for having 1 unit in the enemy deployment zone, while the Demons denied me point 2 by making the objective secure unit fall back. So we're moving on to Dark Eldar turn 4. The Archon is forced to sell his life dearly to stall the Screamer Star in the center of the board,
while the rest of the Venom movement attempts to take down the unbuffed Demon Prince.
The fleet of Venoms advanced and shot into the Demon Prince, putting 2 wounds on him, and he did not go to ground, and he did not fall down. The Archon jumped out and charged the Screamer Star because they were all spread out, and he is okay, holding them up for another turn, while the Reaver jet bikes charged both units of horrors, taking 3 wounds thanks to the blue horror explosions, but killing all but 1 horror left in the backfield, giving me a Maelstrom point for killing an enemy unit. Now, the demons need to kill 2 enemy units to get 2 Maelstrom points, and we're moving on to that turn 4.
The demons continue to move around and buff the Screamer Star tied up in the middle.
My Archon survived, but he took 2 wounds in the ensuing combat, so he's got 1 wound left, but he held by putting 1 wound on a Screamer, which is forcing his hand. I kind of hoped he would die so I could shoot at them. Fate Weaver and this guy, fully beefed up Fate Weaver, and they summoned a unit of horrors on my objective, while this Herald here didn't want to be in a challenge with my Archon, so he was back there. And the jet bike died, and so did the wreck. So 2 Maelstrom points to the demons and 1 Maelstrom point to the Dark Eldar. We're moving on to turn 5, and on come the flyers.
With the backfield secured, the Dark Eldar Air Force arrives once again to focus on more summoned units to try and continue to put pressure on the flying creatures and the Screamer Star later in the game.
Void Raven Bomber moved up, and with the other Venom shooting, he killed the Demon Prince. Even with all of the rerolls that the Demon Prince had, he took him out of the sky. First cool thing, the Void Raven has killed in 3 games that I've played with him, so I'm very happy about him. Other than that, Cabalite Warriors charged in, selling themselves dearly to stall the Screamer Star once again. The Archon did fall, failing his final save and giving up Warlord, while the Razorwing, only one that hadn't spent any missiles, blew the entire unit of horrors away from the cursed earth with monocythe missiles of doom. And then the jet bikes just stayed back there to claim Linebreaker and the objective, as well as this Venom, moving on to that objective. So we're moving on to Demons, turn 5.
With the Demon Prince dead, Fate Weaver hides and waits for the Screamer Star to bust out of combat.
The Cabalite Warriors died finally, but in this turn the Grimoire cursed the Screamers even with Fate Weaver's reroll, so they are a 5-up save as the moment. The Portal Glyph was deployed because it had been forgotten for the whole game. Fate Weaver had to get down and go into gliding mode to prevent from flying off the table, just in case the game did not continue. The game did indeed continue. So we're moving on to Dark Eldar, turn 6. Oh, and the Nurglings attacked over here, and an incursion was summoning some Blood Crushers of Khorne.
On turn 6, the Dark Eldar attempt to hold the Screamer Star in place once again. The Void Raven Bomber also gets ready to unload its payload.
This Venom succeeded in putting 2 wounds on Fate Weaver, so he's only got 2 wounds left. This Venom boosted up to objective 1. The Void Raven Bomber dropped a bomb on one of the Herald's heads, but he successfully passed all lookout rolls, and I killed 2 of the Screamers in the explosion. Other shooting killed 1 of the Blood Crushers, while the 5 Cabalite Warriors charged into the Screamers and failed 6 out of 7 saves and feel no pains to die, meaning they failed to lock up the unit in combat. And the Nurgling Slapfest continues. So we're moving on to Demons, turn 6.
The demons are free. They spread out and take all the objectives on the table away from the Dark Eldar, leaving the Dark Eldar in a very precarious position for the end of the game.
And what a turn of events on the game. So, killing this Venom over here, boosting the Herald up here to gather that, boosting the Screamers up there to contest that objective, and killing this Venom here with Fate Weaver Bite beside it, Grimoire as well, so that he has a 2+ rerollable save. Slapfast didn't do anything, so at the end of game turn 6, it is a solid demon victory. Let's see if the game continues to turn 7. And it does.
Using all the available resources at the end of the game, the Dark Eldar attempt to push the demons once and for all off every objective on the table to win the game.
The air cavalry arrived. Both raised wings, focused fire on the blood crushers, eliminating them. One of the last monocyte missiles I have scattered onto the combat, killing the Cabalite warriors and killing a Nurgling base. The Nurglings are now free to act next turn. Shooting from both these Venoms, killed this Herald. Shooting from this Venom, killed this Herald, and the Reaver jetbike unit with the Autarch charged in and murdered the rest of the Screamers in combat. Moving on to Demons turn 7. This is the last turn. The portal glyph threw out a horror. Both the horror and Fate Weaver tried to flickering fire this Venom, and I denied the first, and Fate Weaver failed to cast with 2 warp charges on the second one. So this Venom survived, its objective secured, capturing me Objective 2, and Objective 1 with the Reaver jet bikes, giving me primary for 4 points. The demons are well ahead in Malestrom points, so they get 3 points for secondary objectives, and we are both tied in tertiary objectives, the Dark Eldar having First Blood and Linebreaker, and the demons having Linebreaker and Warlord, meaning it is a 1-point victory for the Dark Kin, who, on turn 7, came back from a horrible defeat if it would have ended turn 6. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for tuning in. As always, try to strive to bring you really cool-looking tables, cool-looking terrain, cool-looking armies. We're practicing the BAO mission format for the Barrie Bash that is in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. And the Tactical Corner will talk a little bit about the mistakes I made in the game, different things I was thinking about. Hope you enjoyed the battle report. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Jason, any last comments at the end of the game?
Oh, it was an awesome game, real close. I was playing to win on turn 6 there by branching off all the heralds, but it kept going, and I figured I was in trouble after that. And then when I couldn't kill that Venom, it was pretty much over after that. But it was a really good game. A really good game.
Had that Venom died, it would have been a tie on primary, which means it would have been a victory for the demons. So, stay tuned for Tactical Corner. This is all of Jason's terrain. He's been working on his table, other than the good old cathedral and those, but I thought I'd bring something different in. Very thematic. This macro cannon is really good centerpiece for a table. And stay tuned for the Tactical Corner. This is Skara, your grateful host, out.
Hello and welcome to the Tactical Corner. Mission 6 BAO, so lots of objectives on the table, playing against a Screamer Star list that you haven't seen since the onset of 6th edition. The army I played, the Null Deployment Dark Eldar, so lots and lots of summoning powers that I had to deal with. Of course, having to go first, not deploying anything, big boon. The early gambit, my plan was to stall the Screamer Star for as long as physically possible, and this worked until right at the end of the game. The key units to my game were the Razor Wings that were just blasting lightly armoured troops left, right and centre. I was very happy with the Void Raven, but the demons were putting a lot of pressure all across the table. And it wasn't really until later in the game that I realised I'd made a big mistake by not bubble wrapping or securing the objectives in the backfield. So on turn 6, the demons were able to do a gambit manoeuvre that would have won them the game. Had the game not continued to turn 7, Luckily enough, I had enough troops on the board to wipe out the Screamer Star once it had all split up from each other, therefore giving me the advantage to come back at the end of the game and win it on a very, very tight turn 7 thanks to an objective secured Venom against summoned units. Thanks for watching.